birthday. Happy birthday to
me.
Michael Jackson?
Hey, everybody. It's me.
Oh my God. What? Jillian, run.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. We gotta go. What the fuck? Oh my God. Fucking shut this bitch out. Okay, we gotta lock the door.
The apparition of Michael Jackson, in case you're wondering what that was, just appeared. I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess he really wanted to sing Jillian happy birthday, but that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my God.
Also, way to steal my spotlight, but whatever, go off, I guess.
All right, Michael, we get it. King of Pop.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Jillian's birthday tomorrow.
Yay.
And at least one person is excited, and that is Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson's ghost. I'm just doing a little birthday dinner.
Yeah,
with me bruvs.
Birthday bash.
It's weird to say I've reached a quarter of my life.
Yeah. But as we said before, we're both 40 at heart, so it's really not
I would go
feeling.
as far to say closer to 70.
Yeah. Well, the way you're dressed right now, it screams 70-year-old. No offense.
I'm a cold little grandma. I got me sweater.
She does. She has a really cute, fancy, thick ass scarf on. That's also a shawl from Italy. Ugh.
It's really soft. Feel it.
Oh my God. And it's soft. God damn it.
I personally skinned baby alpacas just to make this scarf.
Weren't you telling me that one time when you were home and you went to the store and you saw a really cute pillow and you're like,
it was a ridiculous amount of money and it was super freaking soft, and I had never felt anything like it before, so I knew that it was most likely real fur, but I looked at the tag and it said 100% baby alpaca, not just regular alpaca, which is bad in and of itself, but a fucking baby.
Did it still have a face on it? Did they just sew the face into the back of the pillow?
It's like a crying baby alpaca face.
No. I also came across some baby alpaca shit when I went to visit my parents for Thanksgiving, and there's a old fashioned town and they had a bunch of shops, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those. Because you want to think, oh, they just shaved the alpaca and put the fucking fur together on a pillow, but
no.
I will be sure not to get you any alpaca shit for your birthday. I did get you some little Christmassy things. We did a little exchange, but I'm just excited to have a really nice dinner before you go home for the holidays, and then, start up the new year. But I feel like every time of year around the holidays, shit just gets so crazy and turns into such a whirlwind that I don't feel like I get to have time to just sit and enjoy
I know,
some tea or a Christmas song.
Right. You spend so much time preparing for the holidays that you don't ever actually experience them in the moment.
And then it's December 26th and you're sat on the couch crying because it's fucking over and you didn't get to enjoy it.
Right. You're wait, one more peppermint mocha. One more. Let's watch Elf one more time.
I forced my family to listen to Christmas songs until the end of the year. I swear to God. But I've been trying to actively enjoy it and playing Christmas music in the car. It does get really fucking old really fucking fast. I have an 11-hour playlist, by the way. So,
oh my God, for Christmas music?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I don't know how it's that long, but
did you make it?
Yeah, I put it together. So if y'all want to listen to 11 hours of Christmas music, hit me up.
Oh my God.
I don't know how it got that long, but it's fun.
It's actually just the whole Grinch audiobook on repeat multiple times.
It's You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, 1,000 times. No, it's Up on the Roof, Jill, your favorite Christmas song.
Of course. Who could forget the classic Christmas song, Up on the Roof?
I've been trying to do all kinds of Christmassy stuff. Like I said, playing Animal Crossing, listening to music. I bought some self-care shit recently because I was feeling a little out of it.
I bought a peppermint, a chocolate peppermint donut the other day at my favorite coffee shop.
What?
Because I like donuts and I like peppermint. Mm-hmm. And I mostly just got it because it was peppermint. I'm like, it's Christmas. I took one bite. It was delicious. And then I ended up throwing it away.
Why?
Because I left it out overnight and it got stale. And I was
you idiot.
Yeah. But you know what? Self-care, bitch.
No, that's not self-care. You wasted a perfectly good donut.
I would have took a bite
cried.
too.
I would have buried it in the backyard and fucking cried and made a little tombstone for it. That is sad shit.
It sucked. But you know what? I'm sure they'll make more. But also, that's my go-to is when I'm doing self-care. I'm I'll go go get a bunch of food.
Eat a donut?
Yeah, I'll go take one bite out of a donut.
Yeah.
But I went to this little Japanese market
Oh, here we go.
to fucking, treat myself. And it's funny because I was wearing like sweats, my Ugg boots, and like a big baggy sweatshirt.
So you're looking fine.
Yeah, I looked like a fucking snack.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking on the way over as I was driving, I was like, I really could not give a fuck what people think of me right now because I'm just going to get food.
The biggest lie you've ever told yourself.
Well, right. I was like, whatever. Like, I'm just going to go get my food. It's going to be fine. I had like a semi-panic attack when I saw the cashier because he looked like the wonderful ex-boyfriend that I had brought up last week on the podcast. And I was like, oh my God, don't fucking tell me he got a job here. It wasn't him. I was like, oh, haha. Like, I'm just,
wait, he got a job?
yeah, I'm like, he finally decided to fucking work for once. Wow. That's weird. That's so unlike him to not mooch off his parents' money, but okay.
He just got it for life experience.
Yeah,
so he could write poetry about it.
It builds character. I can finally see what it's like to be a poor person.
It's like those fucking YouTubers who are like, I worked at Chipotle for a day, like a fucking poor ass bitch.
Exactly.
Wow.
I understand poor people now. I get why you guys are like that.
I get it.
So we start talking and whatever. Then I look up and guess who's fucking sauntering down the aisle but my fucking ex-boyfriend. And it actually sent me into a panic attack.
You disassociated from your body like fucking Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like the fucking Matrix. Like, picture it cinematically, right? Like, the cashier's talking to me about his day off. He's like, oh yeah, I have Tuesday off. I'm gonna go to Joshua Tree. And then all of a sudden it like fades into the distance and I just hear this like ringing. And then I'm just standing there and then the cashier just hears like, it's like all muffled like, oh. Hey, are you? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've never been to Joshua Tree.
Can we go there right now?
Yeah, that's so. Wow, let's go.
I'll pay for gas.
Yeah, let's fucking go, Ian, the cash register guy. So, I seriously, I couldn't breathe. My stomach just immediately felt ill, and I was like, please God, do not recognize me. And he like walks past me and he did see me. He did. Like, he like looked at me and I think he did.
Felt you, I think.
Yeah,
he felt
exactly.
your energy, the hatred radiating off your body.
He was like, oh, I could have sworn I recognized those big hate-filled boobs somewhere. I'm sure he had one of those moments where he was like, is that her? Like, I don't know. It could be. But he walked by me and he probably heard me talking. So maybe he like came to that conclusion. But then he walked outside because he had like one item and I had like fucking 50 because I was treating myself. And I could see him standing outside of the front and he looked back inside and like looked towards me. And I was like, don't fucking wait. Please don't fucking wait for me to come outside. And so like I walked outside and I didn't see him and I made a fucking beeline for my car and then proceeded to have like a full-blown like panic attack in my car, which is fucking awesome. And by the way, bozo, if you're fucking listening to this, fuck you, go fuck yourself. And you know what? Here, I had like a little like self-growth moment because I was actually kind of mad at myself for reacting that way. I was like, I can't believe I let that get to me so bad. But then Lauren was like, you had a trauma response. I was like, oh yeah, he did some not okay things to me and I am reacting to seeing him again after that.
That was a subconscious bodily reaction. That's like if you were attacked or mugged by someone and you saw them in the fucking store. It's not a physical trauma, but it's an emotional trauma. And, you know, it has the same emotional fucking effect. It's a fear response.
Yeah, I was
to
like
danger.
crawling out of my skin, like fight or flight.
You're like, oh fuck, he's going to emotionally traumatize me again. I better get the fuck away from him.
Right. I can't wait for him to gaslight me the second I step out of the store. No,
You walk by him and he's like, hey, you know I never did anything to hurt you, right?
It was art. I posted your nude as art,
like,
okay?
It burns.
The self-proclaimed sad boy. It hurts. No, it was just such a weird fucking coincidence after just having talked about it on the podcast. And then I like see him immediately after. I'm like, great. So fucking weird.
Weird shit. It's been a weird week as well because I think after we recorded that last episode I went on a date And so we go to this bowling place in Santa Monica. And so the first game, we're kind of like making small talk. And then the second game, the fucking pins kept getting stuck. So we were waiting for someone to come fix it. And he took the opportunity to like get real close to me in the little booth that we had. The whole time I was just like, oh, fuck. I'm really uncomfortable. And I couldn't figure out why, because I didn't think he was inherently bad looking or unattractive, but I think I didn't feel anything for him in that way. And until he did that, I was like, okay, this is fine. Like, it was just really jarring, and I just felt really uncomfortable because I felt like this weird pressure to reciprocate, and I just didn't feel that way. So I say goodbye, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't think I like the guy. And so I texted him afterwards, and I was like, hey, I really had a good time. I just want to be honest. I don't think I'm ready to be in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. And then I like called Jillian, and I ended up crying because I'm just so fucking frustrated with all this dating shit. And she's like, maybe you're asexual. And I'm like, I don't think I'm asexual, but I'm just so uniquely attracted to certain specific people. And I feel like if it's not relatively immediate, I don't know if talking myself into getting intimate with them is a fucking good idea.
No, of course not. Like, I don't think you should ever have to talk yourself into wanting to be with someone.
But that's the thing, is like, but then guys are like, well, if she didn't kiss me on the second day, then that means she doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm like, no, I take some fucking time.
Yeah, no, my first two boyfriends were like that. I knew them on like a more personal level before we started dating.
But then they still
turned out to be awful. So
you never know. So sometimes it's worth a shot. Like, you can't predict the future, and it's not worth not putting yourself out there just to prevent getting hurt.
There's no guarantee in any sort of relationship, you know, because even a successful relationship could end someday. Like,
yeah.
Mutually, it could just be like, I don't know, like you're at different points in your life or whatever.
And people are always so mortified when celebrities break up, or
like, I don't believe in love anymore. It's like,
or celebrities
okay,
turn out to be like not great people. I'm like, y'all, do I have some news for you? Most people are not great.
No, but like, welcome to the consequences of idolizing normal human beings.
Right.
Like, you are immensely disappointed when they're not perfect, which,
spoiler alert, if you're not perfect, fucking Kim Kardashian is definitely not perfect.
And I'm sure she shit herself just like the rest of us have. So,
well, you know, don't include me in that group. But
yeah, sorry. I guess not Lauren, but everyone else. No, I was at Comic-Con one time, and my aunt worked, or I guess she still works for Entertainment Weekly, but you know, we were able to go to this like backstage sort of thing. It was like a little like cast member party for something. Mm-hmm. And Dylan O'Brien shows up, and I was freaking out, like hyperventilating. And my dad's like, what's the big deal? He puts on his underwear one leg at a time, just like the rest of us. I'm like, you don't get it, Dad. Like, but you know what?
He puts his underwear on 2 feet at a time. He just hops right in. You fucking wish you were that cool, Dad.
Yeah, he's different. He swings his whole body into it with the inertia from his cock.
He has 2 assistants lift him up and place him into the underwear suspended 6 feet off the ground. That's the only way.
He does a triple backflip into his underwear, okay? But that advice has stuck with me. It's like, you know what? They're just people too. They shit and piss just like the rest of us. And, you know, sometimes when I'm on the toilet, I think about that. I'm like, I wonder if Tom Hiddleston's taking a poop right now.
Just squeezing out a fat British turd.
He's like, oh, I've got to go to the bathroom. Oh my God, that's really smelly.
Him and Zendaya right now are probably FaceTiming each other on the toilet, just taking turns farting into
Tom
the
Hiddleston,
bowl.
not Tom Holland.
Oh, you're talking about Tom Hiddleston? Oops, I'm projecting.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Tom Hiddleston's
Tom
tight
Holland
with
is also
Zendaya.
British.
Well, yeah, it works, but he could be best friends. He's like, hello, Zendaya. I'm your best friend.
Tom Hiddleston and Zendaya are FaceTiming each other on the shitter?
Yeah, because they're best friends. It's like, hello, Zendaya. And she's like, hey, Tom Hiddleston, my best friend.
How's it going? What the fuck would their name be?
Tom Zaya?
Tom Zaya? Nah.
Thomas?
Tomaya.
Tomaya. Like tomato.
Zendamus.
All right, we're going to workshop this
Yeah,
one.
we're workshopping it, but start that hashtag, boys and girls. But no, after a date that was very just frustrating, and as is my entire life, love life, I was like, you know what? I had a shit day. I'm going to go get pizza and watch Licorice Pizza. And so I did. First scene of the movie, it's this girl who is 25 and she's like working at an elementary school or a high school taking kids' yearbook photos. And she's like going through the line, you know, handing people a brush or a comb. And this guy sees her and immediately is like smitten by her and starts hitting on her. And she's like, how old even are you? And he's like, oh, I'm 15. And then they proceed to have like a quasi romantic relationship throughout the film. And like nothing sexual really ever happens except for the fact that they kiss at the end. And I guess they end up like kind of being a couple. But I was like, films don't always have to be about good things. And I'm sure in the 70s and I'm sure now there are fucking questionable age gaps in relationships. And people have been in relationships with minors. So it's not like this shit has never happened. But it was so difficult for me, and especially if it was flipped the other way, people would have been fucking outraged. If it was a 15-year-old girl and a 25-year-old guy, people would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But because apparently there's this myth that boys want it, so they're not victims of a fucking adult woman, that's where I take an issue with it. So just because something happens in a movie doesn't mean it's approving of it or glorifying it.
Right.
It also took place in the 70s, so maybe things were slightly different at that time in terms of how people saw that shit.
Well, you know, I guess like you tell me she flashes him in the movie, which is like assault. You know,
he asks to see her boobs because she goes to this like audition screening thing from some casting agent and she's like, oh, can you ride a horse? Can you do all this? And then she's like, are you okay with nudity? And she's like, yeah. And then he gets upset because she's like, oh, well, you're going to show your boobs to millions of people you don't even know, but you won't show your boobs to me. And she's like, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. And then later comes to his house and like, you want to see my boobs? Fine. And like shows them her boobs.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
And it is uncomfortable making.
I saw,
but that doesn't mean it's like celebrating that. So it's difficult because like art in any form, whether or not it's offensive, is allowed to exist.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with it existing, but I can have an opinion on how it makes me feel, and I'm not going to celebrate those fucking scenes. I don't think it's a problem that they had a friendship where he was doting on her. I think boys and girls of any age can have crushes on older people.
Yeah,
even if it's not technically right.
Right. I had crushes on, you know, like,
dude, I had crushes on my middle school teachers when I was in middle school. I don't know why, but I did. But they didn't fucking reciprocate. But I just think it's a problem when women aren't held to the same standard that men are for fucking being involved with someone who's underage. Right. That was my big thing. Regardless, it was a time. It was a really nice theater, so go check out the Regency Theater because we need to support local cinema.
Well, it's funny because you said, you know, you took yourself out on a little date. I also went on a little date on Saturday with my hubby. So we went to Santa Monica and just were walking around like 3rd Street Promenade or whatever. And as you may be aware, Marco is a very tall person. He's 6'7" and I'm like 5'11". And Marco had on a Buffalo Bills t-shirt, which is a football team from Buffalo, because my dad is from Buffalo. So, you know, he indoctrinated the whole family into being Bills fans. And so we were walking and all of a sudden, like someone says like, go Bills. And Marco's like, yeah, like go Bills, whatever. And Marco starts like talking about it. Like I can hear this like disembodied voice. And I'm like, literally like looking around like what the fuck is happening
next to you?
He was having a conversation with someone, and then I looked down and it was a very, very short man and his very short girlfriend.
What the fuck are you talking about? Wait, what? Like you didn't see them until you looked down?
Yes, because they were so short.
Were they ants?
Like essentially, and they weren't like little people. I mean, they were just like super short.
How do you not see people until you look down?
Because they were so short.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was like, what the fuck?
You're walking down the road.
They were walking towards us initially, and then they turned around when they saw Marco's t-shirt and said, go Bills. And then like the guy with his girlfriend like started walking and like having a conversation with Marco about the Bills.
And did you just keep walking and then turn around? I don't understand.
I was like holding Marco's hand, and Marco was like kind of like turning back to look at the guy who was kind of like walking next to me. And I didn't fucking see him. Like, it just like wasn't in my peripheral, and I was kind of out of it because I was really tired. And
you need help.
then I like came to reality when I realized Marco was having a conversation. And then I was like, what? Who the I literally looked around. I was like, who said that? Who are you talking to?
They're just fucking leprechauns.
I felt so bad. I hope that the guy didn't hear me say that. But
if you're short, stay away from Jillian because she will not see you.
Dude, he must have been like, I don't know, 4'11" or something. He was really fucking short. And I just like, I'm sorry. If you don't.
Like, sorry, I don't see height.
If you're not, listen, it's nothing personal, but if you're not at least like 5'2", you will not reach my peripheral vision and I won't see you. It's just like,
I didn't realize your eyes didn't work.
well, yeah, that's why I have glasses.
Like the bottom of your eyes just is fucking black. Your
It's
field of vision
blurry,
is completely gone.
It's like a T-Rex, so they only see movement,
You're
you know?
a freak.
Yeah, I have problems.
That's not where I thought this fucking comment was going. Because you were like, yeah, write down. I want to talk about Marco and the bills. I was like, oh, did he not pay his bills?
Yeah, no. I mean like the Buffalo Bills, and also I didn't see someone talking to me.
Jillian's visually impaired and she can't see short people. Are we sure this isn't the result of you getting COVID and your IQ decreasing? Because
Listen,
apparently that's a thing now.
I have a bone to pick with Ethan Klein and Hassan Piker. They said that if you get COVID, your IQ lowers, and you know what? Maybe they're right.
That's so insane because your mom had COVID and she was like, I think I'm losing my mind.
Well, yeah,
and then,
she was like in the hospital
Yeah.
for COVID, like not doing well. So,
and then you fucking got it
but
earlier and you were chill. It
I
wasn't
was
too bad.
fine. Yeah, I mean, obviously not fine because I had COVID-19, but
It was the best she ever felt in her entire life.
yeah, I
because
was running marathons. I felt great.
you didn't even run before. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
so weird. No, I just felt kind of tired and I just couldn't taste or smell anything, and that was it. I never had a cough. I never had a fever.
You were
never.
so paranoid. You called me like 3 times being like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to taste anything ever
Dude,
again.
it freaked me out because a lot of people are having that issue where they have like long haul symptoms where they're like, it's been like 10 months and I still can't smell or taste.
Yeah. You said it's the long haul people who had it for multiple months and then their IQ points dropped like 7 points.
Right,
Or some
like,
shit. And
if
then they
you-
couldn't do math anymore.
Right,
Like-
exactly. If you know, they were saying if you're in the ICU for COVID, your IQ is most likely dropping because it can attack your brain cells,
That
which
is
sucks.
fucking terrifying. That's like those parasites that go after your brain cells
Ugh,
and can make you
yeah.
like. Aren't there ones that can control you and make you act like a zombie? Or have I watched too many movies?
No, that's a parasite that a lot of insects can get. That it controls their brains or whatever bugs have. I don't know.
I know this is awful, but like, if we're gonna go out with a bang, like, I'm kind of just waiting for the next zombie apocalypse to happen.
Yeah, well, shit, dude. Turnip Boy sounds like it's predicting the fucking.
Oh my god. We started playing this seemingly very cute, also very self-aware game called Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, which you can watch on our YouTube channel.
But also, we're gonna leave out spoilers because like 2 more episodes are coming out this
Yeah.
week. So
But slowly throughout the episodes, this like dark truth about how these vegetables became sentient just starts unraveling, and it turns out it was some like apocalyptic thing.
right.
And we're like, holy fuck, I regret this immediately. We should have played this for Halloween, bitch. Like,
I
that's
know.
how creepy and upsetting it is.
Well, it's so fucking weird because the game came up when I was looking for Christmas games, which there is a surprising lack of on the
Disgusting.
Nintendo.
There is a war on Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking proof.
I think it's just a lack of developers wanting to make Christmas games for the Switch.
Fair.
You know,
It is such a niche time and market.
It's very niche. I mean, because your game is only like playable for
a month of the
like
year.
basically 2 months of the year. Yeah.
Unless you're really craving some Christmas activities, which we're gonna go try and do this weekend. We're gonna go look at some Christmas lights and play another Christmassy game involving Cthulhu,
Yeah. Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
aka your mom. And
What the fuck did you just fucking say?
you heard me.
Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking.
All right. Jillian and I are gonna go beat the shit out of each other, but until next week, stay cozy and safe and oh, she's coming! Oh!